Hello, welcome to Healthy Kingdom. This episode is going to be focused on lunch. I'm going to make it real basic, generalize it for everyone, something simple for you to follow. This is just going to be daily routines that you can add to your daily lifestyle, gives you energy, something simple. I'm not going to make it complex. If you want it to be more complex because you understand this, email me, we can talk more about it. Alright, so first off, I'm a big fan of juicing leafy greens, juicing vegetables, because it's a rich saturation of oxygen to the body. It supplies your body with the living vitamins and minerals. Also, it gives your body hope, hormones, oxygen, phytonutrients, and enzymes. So if we drink green juice 30 minutes to an hour before our lunch, this is going to supplement the cooked food that you eat with the living vitamins and minerals, which will make it easier for you to digest that lunch, okay? If you cannot afford your green juice, then you can use water, all right? Drinking water an hour before your lunch will help you not eat so much, all right? So, also to keep your body hydrated. Now you can start off with coconut water if you want to be bougie, if you want to make it simple, you can just stick with some reverse osmosis water. This is where it's clean, but they still allow some minerals within that, okay? Some people use distilled water, and they use little drops that contain the minerals to put into the distilled water so that the distilled water doesn't leach minerals from your body, okay? So, we have our water. In fact, I'm suggesting green juice, right? If you have a juicer, you want a recipe to follow, I suggest juicing your kale, lime, mung beans, sprouts, clover sprout, broccoli sprout, some other type of sprouts, and then maybe 2 slices of an apple and cucumber to dilute the juice, okay? Now, the reason that recipe allows vitamin C and zinc to be easily absorbed in the body. Zinc and vitamin C work very well together. And this is a good recipe for men who are having issues with their prostate, okay? This month is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so this is perfect for men who are having issues with their prostate. Zinc and vitamin C, mung bean sprouts, and lime goes very well together. Okay, now you have your green juice. You don't want your green juice, you have water. Perfect. Now you want to get something to eat. We're going to go for a salad. Okay? The salad contains dark green leafy vegetables, not the iceberg lettuce. Restaurants will give you that because it's cheap, easy to grow, doesn't cost them anything. I can grow this stuff in my bathtub with just water. I'm so serious. Iceberg lettuce is something cheap and easy to grow. It's mainly water. So with your dark green leafy vegetables you want to use, it's going to be mustard green, arugula. These are the choices you can use. Mustard green, arugula, dandelion green, kale, Swiss chard. The list goes on and on, but it has to be dark green leafy vegetables. And the list I just gave you, each of these greens has their own taste. The mustard green has a peppery, bitter taste. The dandelion green is very, very bitter. And the thing about bitter foods is that even with foods, when we're cooking, we want to target each sensation of the tongue. You're bitter, you're sour, you're salty, you're sweet. And the thing is, the American diet keeps targeting sweet and salty. Now, the combination of those two foods is really done by the food industry because it's addictive. You have something sweet and salty. All your snacks is sweet and salty. They're two powerful foods. Sweet foods. Well, I mean, we have an addiction to sweets. We're all of these sugar addicts, and sweet foods make you feel comforted. It makes you feel like you have a hug. So every time you're eating sweets, really it's because you're looking for some love. That's what sweets really do. Now, when you have a little bit of salt to your sweet, it has more power to it. So salty foods make you feel powerful. And that's why sweet and salty work so well together, and that's the American diet, sweet and salty, sweet and salty. We have to add bitter, sour. Each of these sensations have their own frequency. And in fact, with bitter foods, the body responds to bitter foods by digestion. So the moment you eat something that's bitter, your body automatically starts to digest. And that is why dandelion green is something good to have. Now the beautiful thing about juicing is if you cannot stand the taste of bitter foods or mustard green, that peppery taste of it, juicing it and diluting it with the cucumber, lime, and apple will allow you to consume massive amounts of this bitter green that you don't like and easily absorb it, if that makes sense. Pretty much what I'm saying is that juicing allows you to consume foods that you don't like the taste of. That's it. So with the salads, I suggest arugula. Arugula tastes good, by the way, all right? And arugula is very rich in calcium. This is another problem we have in the American diet, is that our foods, we are always eating a lot of meat, which takes calcium from the bones. And so we're not supplementing our body with calcium. We keep thinking supplements. Notice that these supplements are not living. I am advocating for us to eat foods that are living, foods that have oxygen, that are alive. It supplies all the nutrients. It makes all the nutrients within it alive, which adds onto our body, which makes it easy for the body to absorb, okay? It adds life to the body, okay? You have family that come visit you. They don't have their luggage. They don't have their toothpaste. They don't have anything. You have to give your cousin your underwear, toothpaste when they leave. A headache. You're like, man, I wish they don't come back. I mean, they cost you so much. Then you have family that comes and visits you. They bring food. They bring bed sheets for you. I mean, even when they leave with money. Your fridge is full. You say, wow, I love this family. I wish they would come visit me every day. That's the difference between processed foods, which is the family that's taking from you, and living foods, which is the family that supports you, okay? So we're starting off with salad, small bowl of salad, okay? The leafy green that I suggest you try is arugula. And I think the beautiful thing about arugula is that arugula lasts long. So when you buy some arugula from the grocery store, you'll notice that it takes a while for it to die off. So that's one beautiful thing about arugula. So you're using arugula, all right? And then the other things that you're gonna add to the salad are going to be just things that make it colorful. Beets, banana peppers, cucumbers, just make it colorful. Something that suits you, something that you like, okay? So, I mean, if you haven't made a salad, I'll just give a suggestion. Beets, arugula, carrots, cucumber, broccoli. You just want to make sure it's colorful because each color has its own frequency of nutrients. It's not, besides the bitter sensations or the sensations of each tongue, that's something we should also have, but we should also fulfill each color of the rainbow because each color has its own nutrients, okay? This is why people are saying, oh my gosh, pomegranates, aronia, dark cherries, they're so good for you. And that's because we have not been eating the foods that have that purple look to it, okay? So make sure you're just getting something from each color. Boom. Now we have our small salad, okay? Now, this is what you've been waiting for. What are we gonna eat, okay? So this is your plate. Half of your plate, steamed veggies. Okay, saute it. Go on Google. I'm not gonna give you a whole recipe of how to saute your vegetables. Maybe I might do an episode of doing that. But right now, just add the vegetables that you think you would like. Maybe some carrots. This gives a little sweet taste to it. Maybe some beets too. Broccoli, cauliflower. And I suggest adding broccoli too because this is roughage. This is something roughage. Kale is another roughage vegetable. These are vegetables that have that broom to sweep the intestines. We always are looking to eat foods that's going to help us cleanse our intestines. We want to keep it clean, okay? This is why you see few people feeling bloated because they're eating foods that don't clean their intestines. Some people's intestines are actually out here hanging because it's so full. The intestines just can stretch. People are taking advantage of this and keep eating these foods that don't cleanse their intestines. So we want to make sure we take advantage of these roughage food, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, okay? Now there's some starchy vegetables. That's all right. Now the problem with that is I'll go into your carbohydrates. plain and simple, the question is always, Prince, how can I lose weight? Cut out the carbs, plain and simple. If there's nothing that you got from this episode, just know that carbs, cutting out your carbs, sticking to your protein and your vegetables is going to make a drastic impact on losing your weight. So your carbohydrates is your rice, your potatoes, your cereal. These are all these starchy foods. All right. Now, and explaining about diet, just to break it down to you. Food is energy for the body. It supplies your body with what you're trying to do. It's what they call energy expenditure. This is what a dietitian does. They try to figure out how much energy you're saying. Okay, I want to gain weight. Okay, or I want to lose weight. So they're trying to figure out your daily routines, how much energy you use. Once they figure that out by the interview that they have with you, then they can calculate how much energy you use, and give you a diet to help you meet that goal. I like quinoa because now it's popular in America. Everybody is so focused on getting the quinoa. But the thing is, that's beautiful about it, is that people don't know that quinoa can be sprouted. So when you're cooking your quinoa, you see the sprouts, but you can sprout your quinoa without cooking it. It takes about like a 2-day process. And that's another episode where I'll show you how you can sprout your grains, okay? Then you have your wild rice, okay? Wild rice, in fact, most nutritionists don't consider wild rice a grain. They don't even consider it a carb because it's so rich in protein. They'll consider it a nut, okay? So the wild rice is something that can be sprouted as well. And that is something that I'm a very big advocate for. Sprouts. This is the big mistake that we're making in our diet, is that we're eating foods that are premature. We're eating foods that have not given us its potential. Therefore, it's like grain. Most people have gluten issues. Everybody, gluten is gluten-free. Well, the issue with gluten is that you didn't sprout the grain. It's even in the Bible. That's ancient. In the book of Ezekiel. That's why they get Ezekiel bread. It's ancient. They said sprout your grain. This makes it easy to digest, okay? So we have wild rice, quinoa. Then you have your brown rice. You could sprout brown rice as well, okay? I even spelled quinoa. Okay. That's something you can sprout as well. I'm going by the order of how much starch is within this food, okay? Brown rice has more starch than the quinoa and the wild rice. But if you mix these together, it's fulfilling, it's rich, it'll make you feel full, easy to digest, and give you a good amount of energy, okay? So we have our steamed vegetables, we have our carbohydrates, okay? Now, remember, if you want to lose weight, you're going to just stick to your salad, your steamed vegetables, and your protein. Now, what's the protein? I'm going to start off with plant protein. Why? Because that's easy to digest, easy on the kidneys. If you look at the market, you look at the stock market, dialysis, booming. Why? Because everybody's consuming so much meat. All these bodybuilders consuming so much protein from whey. All these protein companies. Oh, gotta use whey, man. The whey and the muscle. I go to the gym. Everybody's mixing their whey. Everybody's drinking their whey. But the thing is, it's a waste. It's a waste that they collect and use it for protein. Protein is anything that comes from animals. They grind up the hair of an animal and turn it into a supplement. That's protein. Anything from an animal is protein. And whey doesn't contain that much protein that's easy to digest. It's extra work for your kidneys, okay? This is why dialysis is booming on the market, because everybody is consuming massive amounts of protein, all right? So plant protein is what I'm an advocate for. Why that's easy to digest. Animal protein contains a lot of nitrogen. This is why it gives your kidneys a lot of work, okay? So the protein I'm suggesting we go for is your beans. Oh, Prince, I don't like beans. Oh, I got a solution for you. Sprout your beans. Beans can be sprouted too, yes. When you cooking, when you see that people soak their beans in water, this helps remove the Ziploc bag. Nature has its own Ziploc bag, and when you soak the beans in water, it helps remove the Ziploc bag off of the bean, which gives it its ability. It activates the bean to begin its sprouting stage. Okay? Now with sprouts, they're so wonderful. Why? Because it contains so much energy. The moment you sprout any legume, a seed, a nut, a grain, or a bean, it has massive amounts of energy that is used to help it grow into what it needs to be fully matured into becoming. For instance, broccoli. When I sprout the seed, that seed is trying to grow to become a full-grown broccoli. Just like a child has more energy than a full-grown adult. So when you're sprouting all these grains, it has all this energy. It's invincible. That's why you need to watch out for these nutrition facts labels. They work very well with the food industry. You look at when I was making my green juice bottles, and I was going through the regulations to get the nutrition facts, I was very disappointed because it wasn't really explaining the amount of energy there is within the fluid. I was very disappointed because I'm looking at it thinking of somebody else who doesn't have the knowledge of nutrition, and they're probably just looking and say, oh, it looks cute, you know, oh, wow, something that sprouts, okay, oh. But they really focus on the nutrition facts. Everybody's focused on the nutrition facts. What's the calorie count? What's this and this? Okay, now calories is energy, so I'm not going to argue with that. Although the nutrition facts works very well with the food industry in trying to make foods that have a little nutritional value seem to have much value. Let me give you an example. You have a Granny Smith apple, 53 calories. You have a regular size lollipop, 52 calories, and that is the amount of calories that it would have. The lollipop has the label on it that says this has 52 calories. The apple doesn't. Somebody who lacks knowledge and knowing what to eat would go for the lollipop because they're meeting their goal of the amount of calories they need. But overall, we know that the apple is healthier to eat than the lollipop. We want to stick to foods as closest to nature. We want to stick to foods as easy to digest. We want to stick to foods that add on to the body. The family that comes to visit you, that supplements you, fills your fridge and gives you money when they leave. This is the food that we welcome. Not food that's taking from us. It's just like pessimistic people. We don't like being around them because they're taking all your energy. They got this cloud. Just get away from it. The same thing with food, okay? Now I'm not trying to have this diet of Healthy Kingdom be a burden on you. Look at this as something, a new hobby. It's not all about diet. It's also about your mindset as well. And I love this new study called psychoneuroimmunology that breaks down how your mindset affects your immune system. And so let this support what you're trying to do. And that's the question. What are you trying to do? All right? And just to continue, you want to ask yourself the 3 questions. If money, time, and failure did not exist, what is it that you would love to do? Now, of course, people say, I like to help people. And well, that's all we're supposed to do. We're all supposed to help each other. But how? Everybody has something implanted into their DNA that they're talented and gifted with something that they're supposed to do. Now, you have to ask yourself, if money, time, and failure did not exist, what is it that you would love to do? Once you find out what it is you love to do, this diet will help you do it. In fact, once you find out what you love to do, I promise you don't even want to eat. I promise you don't even want to eat. You be so focused, you don't even want to sleep, you don't want to eat, you don't want to do anything but what you love to do. Okay? So, bean sprouts, massive amounts of energy. Each bean has its own frequency of energy. Adzuki, mung bean, then you have your seeds, fenugreek, oh my goodness, clover sprouts. But as far as protein, the beans, especially when you sprout them, contain massive amounts of protein. Give your body energy. got so much energy, you just want to run. I gotta do something. So serious, okay? Now, besides the bean sprout, and you have your nuts as well, okay? You can sprout your nuts too. Look it up. Sunflower seeds sprout. I'm a very big fan of sunflower seeds because they absorb more sunlight than the other nuts. Other nuts have its own nutrients, but sunflower seeds absorbs more sunlight, and that's all food is. Food is a transformation of sunlight. So what we're eating, we're just eating the sun. There's a whole lot of things we can't see. It's invincible, just like the sun. The sun provides color, and it's just floating all around us, but we can only see it at certain angles, and the prism gives you the ability to see that, okay? Or the rainbow. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. I'm just going to let you know that food is sunlight. So when you're eating food, you're really eating sunlight. This is the reason why you want to eat each color of the rainbow, because each food has its own purpose, especially if we're eating the foods that are growing in season. Oh, you're on another level, okay? So nuts, you can sprout that too. Okay? Now, I'm not gonna really be biased in saying we should only stick to plant protein, but I'm gonna also say that when it comes to eating your meat, we wanna stick to what's easiest to digest. Right now, what's easy to digest? Eggs, okay? And then if you're looking at from alkaline, the pH scale from the alkalinity to acidic, quail, duck eggs, and then you have chicken eggs. Yeah. Quail eggs is the least alkaline, and then your chicken eggs. So just follow that order: quail, duck eggs, then chicken eggs. Now you don't have to be running around making it a burden to find some quail eggs or some duck eggs. You can just go ahead. You know that chicken eggs is easy to get, so just go get the chicken eggs. Now, if you can get them from your farmer's market, you have a farmer that has some chickens and telling you, oh, these chickens have a really good diet, and that's awesome, okay? So we're going for eggs. Something easy to digest, there's no blood in it, doesn't get stuck in your teeth. Whatever doesn't get stuck in your teeth doesn't get stuck into your intestines, all right? Therefore, we want to go for meats that's easy to chew, okay? And that would be eggs, then fish. My handwriting is so ugly, please pardon me. All right, I'm gonna rip this off and now explain to you the protein from meat. We want eggs, all right, then fish, chicken / turkey, okay? Then you have the red meats. You got your steak, you got your pork, you know? This is what you want to eat very, it's very small. Maybe if it's a birthday or something. Honestly, with meat, let's look at it. Africans, I mean, the beginning of civilization was in Africa. And looking at what Africans ate, there was no refrigeration. So this traditional diet of eating so much meat, the paleo diet, which is really a diet that's following the tradition of starvation, coming from the Ice Age, very minimal amounts of vegetation, mainly starch and meat. So to survive, it was lots of meat and starch. I'm a meat and potato guy. Ice Age. Africans didn't eat much meat. To prove it to you, the Africans have refrigeration? No. The way that Africans preserve their meat is by smoking it, which is the dehydration process. If you go to the African market, you look at the cooler, there's smoked chicken, there's smoked turkey, there's smoked fish. It's all dehydrated. This is what Africans use to preserve their meat, and which was also much better than what we're doing now, because everything is canned full of all these chemicals that preserve to help preserve the meat, like in pretty much the canned fruits. Okay, so overall, all I'm saying is that meat, Africans, meat was like birthday cake. When they ate meat, it was a celebration. So just as people eat cake now, that's how people ate meat back then. But meat, the consumption of meat, was really forced upon Africans by Europeans from slavery. When the Europeans tasted the way Africans prepared the meat, they said, "Oh my gosh, this tastes so good." The seasonings that they used, the spices that they used, they loved it so much. In fact, they called it seasonings because they said it makes me feel like I'm in a different season. The spices makes me feel hot, makes me feel like I'm in a different season. That's why they called it seasonings. Okay, but let me make sure that you know that we really don't like meat. Not some, no, you don't want to talk. I love some steak. I love some chicken. It's the seasonings that you like. Meat doesn't have a taste, it has a texture. This is how you know you're being hypnotized by the food industry. Where the food industry will make you think you like meat. Why? Because there's money in it. There's no money in seasonings, in your spices, in the herbs. Now that's medicinal. That's what you want. Ooh. You season something with some cardamom. You season something with some red pepper and some curry. Ooh. And notice how seasonings have their formulation. They work together. The body tells you what it loves. And then science now comes and reveals to you, oh, this works well together. Black pepper and turmeric. The body can absorb all of the turmeric once it's paired with black pepper. And your tongue will tell you that when you taste it, the brain will signal off a sensation to the body to say, that tastes good. And so people, and the Jamaicans have made this curry season, the Indians have made this curry season to always have the base of it be turmeric and black pepper. And now science says, oh, we have found that turmeric is very, very good, but you won't be able to absorb 90% of it unless it's paired with black pepper. Oh, the human body has its own intelligence. It's funny. The human body, the immune system doesn't read books. We do. We get so hypnotized. Oh, research says. Research is a new marketing strategy. This is the information age. You had the ice age, stone age. This is the information age. People getting wise. So now scientists, I've worked with plenty of scientists in the lab. Now, the food industry is donating plenty of money to the lab, food science lab, for research to prove why their product is so beneficial. So this whole thing about no sugar is really a problem because they're using chemicals. And this is why I'm explaining that these nutrition facts is manipulating you, because they'll say there's no sugar in it. But behind the curtains, there's a whole bunch of deals that will tell them, look, we don't have to label that there's any sugar in our product if we're using these chemicals. I mean, really, you're not using sugar, the actual sugar. We're using these chemicals, and this isn't sugar. It's worse than sugar, okay? Sugar is the problem. Okay, let me get back to this. So we have eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, steak. You got your pork, right? You got your pig, only animal without fur, no sweat glands. That's why it rolls in mud to keep itself cool, eats everything. That's why it's so flavorful. Yeah, cut it out. Hard to chew, stuck in your teeth, stuck in your intestines, make it very difficult to digest. By the way, if you're going to the toilet, you want to be in a squatting position, because once you squat, it releases the muscle that wraps around the rectum to allow everything to come right out, okay? Now, to explain to you where you're getting your energy from when you're eating your meat, you have to ask, what's the diet of that animal? Because you're getting the energy from what the animal ate. This is why you hear restaurants saying, oh, this is grass-fed cow. That means that you're getting energy from the grass that the cow ate. So the chlorophyll, all the nutrients from that grass is what's supplementing your body, making it easier to digest. But when the cow is just eating corn, which is another strategy of the food industry to make the corn grow fatter, faster, like 10 times faster, you're not getting energy from that corn that the cow ate. Of course you're getting some type of energy, but it's not your maximum amount of energy. This is what causes you to age quicker. All right? So this is what they call the ecological pyramid, or the energy of pyramid energy, where the fish eats the worm, okay? Right? That or the fish eats the algae, okay? So when you eat the fish, you're getting the energy from the algae that the fish ate. So the omega-3 that comes from fish is really coming from the algae. So you really should be more focused on consuming your algae, your sea vegetables, your seaweed salad that the Asians are always putting in their sushi or at the salad bar. You want to get your algae, you want to get your omega-3 from the algae. Cut the middleman out. Okay? Let's say, the goat that you're eating is eating cassava. It's eating a diet that's rich in vegetation. The body loves that. America would have the goat eat a diet that will make the goat grow fat 10 times quicker. Why? Because more money. Now, I love business. Okay, I'm not against money. But what I'm saying is that for you to have the knowledge to look out for yourself, you want to go for the diet that is conducive to the animal. You don't want to eat a diet, you don't want to eat an animal that's oppressed. And that's why Americans are oppressed, because these animals are stressed out, releasing all this adrenaline. They're just stressed out, and you're eating that. And you wonder why you're stressed out with all this adrenaline. Your kidneys just signaling. Your adrenal glands just signaling all this adrenaline. All this anxiety. I mean, you at pharmacy getting all these pills because you're eating an animal that's stressed out as well. So we're going for something that's easy to digest. Oh, eggs, no blood in it, easy to digest. Something easy. We want to boil it. That's even easier to digest. Boiled eggs, what? One egg with the yolk. If you want to have it every day, you can have one yolk a day. Okay? Now, that having the yolk once a day is fine. It's needed. Okay? After the yolk, you can have the white. So you can have as much white as you want, just only one yolk. No two yolks, just one yolk. Fish, salmon. We want wild-caught salmon. What is this wild-caught? This means that the farm-raised fish, they're teaching the tilapia to eat corn. Fish don't eat corn. No. Fish eat algae. But they want to feed the fish corn because corn is the easiest, fastest, cheapest thing to grow on earth. So it's beneficial for the food industry. I'm not mad at the farmers. The farmers just trying to make some money and they're trying to help everybody out. Now the problem is this organic, GMO, all these problems, nobody's into farming anymore. Back in the days, everybody grew their own vegetables in the backyard. Okay? And so now nobody's doing it. Everybody's working in the corporation, got your suit and your tie on, you're on a farm, and you're getting mad that they're not supplying you with the indigenous diet. They're not making things, that the farmer's not picking the vegetable, because nobody's farming. He or she's responsible for millions of people, okay? Overall, all I'm saying is that the wild-caught fish is a fish that was caught in the wild. It wasn't oppressed. It wasn't stressed out. The fish is just living its life. They catch that fish and they sell that to you. It's wild caught fish. Then you have your farm-raised fish that's eating a diet that's stressing it out. Okay? And you have your chicken and your turkey. Okay? You look at the diet that the chicken and turkey is supposed to eat. Is it conducive to what it's supposed to eat? Okay? This is something you want to make sure you chew well, easy to digest. Remember, it's the seasonings that you're really tasting. It's the seasoning. So now that we know that it's the seasonings that we like, let's go ahead and prepare our vegetables, our steamed vegetables, with the same seasonings. Okay? You want to be a cook? You really want to start to learn? Learn about the seasonings, the spices, the herbs. This is what you really like. See what spice, what herb turns you on. See what seasoning it is that you like, that makes you say, and write it down. And start cooking with these seasonings. Yeah? Okay? And then you realize this meat is not something you're such a big fan of. And you stick to eggs and fish, easy to that. There's lots of energy. You wake up in the morning, hey, I gotta go. Because you're eating a diet that supplements you with energy, okay? And don't forget, it's your mindset too. Now, where are you going to? You're gonna go to a job that you hate? We gotta change the way we think, okay? All right, so now I've stated this is the ecological pyramid, explaining that you're getting energy from what the animal ate. Good. Now that you have had the killing trees over here, I'm in Vermont. You can't kill trees out there. People get mad at you. We recycle anyways. So we got the green juice, right? If you can't afford it, that's fine. Get some water. Then we got a small bowl of salad, okay? Got our dark green leafy vegetables, arugula, Swiss chard, mustard green, dandelion green, you know? You can chop them up, you know, that'll give you a kick to it. If you have a little bit of everything, it give you a kick. It might be too good. Stick to your arugula. Try that out. I'm a big fan of arugula. Lots of calcium, right? We got a colorful salad, small bowl of salad, colorful. Guacamole is what you should use for your dressing, okay? This is the good fat. The brain, 2/3 of the brain is made out of the good fat. So everything you eat is to support your brain, okay? Now, we're trying to get oxygen from our diet. That's why I'm promoting living foods. But we also are looking for the good fats, okay? Using guacamole as a dressing is wonderful. Make some guacamole, you can buy it already made, or you can use a dressing that you like, okay? Just go with something you like. You know, oh no, what should I use? Man, to start off with what you like. Now, the wonderful thing about the human body is that, and you remember I said the body has its own intelligence. When you start to eat healthy, your body will voluntarily do things on its own. And you start to create your own recipe. You start to do your own things. All right? You won't even have to ask questions. So you have your salad, half steamed vegetables, okay? Your carbs. We're going for quinoa, wild rice, and then brown rice. You make that a nice bowl, your mix, right? This is something rich in protein, you know, calories, carbohydrates is 4 calories per gram, okay? If you were looking to gain some weight, you cook your steamed vegetables in oil. You just put it on simmer. Some olive oil, shallots, garlic, some peppers, right? And put it on simmer for an hour, okay? And oil is 9 calories per gram. So that's going to add on. Oil is liquid fat. So that's going to add on weight to you if you're trying to gain weight, okay? So let's do that right, okay? Not eating McDonald's thinking, oh, if I want to gain weight, I'm just going to have to eat a lot of Burger King junk food. No, you're clogging yourself up, my friend, okay? Love oil. Love some guacamole. Love some avocados. Oh, avocados so good for you. Okay? Now, as you age, you lose enzymes, so you're not able to combine certain foods, such as carbs and meat. That doesn't work. Now, what I have suggested are carbs that's easy to digest. So that might help you. But for someone who's having a lot of issues digesting certain foods, a good combination is steamed vegetables and your protein. Okay? Now, I suggested for your protein, you're going to research sprouting your beans. Now, the dangerous thing about sprouting is that bacteria can grow easily on it. So when you sprout it, the 2 to 3 day process, make sure that you're washing it twice a day. You're following that procedure to make sure that bacteria doesn't develop on it. It's just like fruits and vegetables. bacteria can grow on that too. That's life, okay? You know, just because bacteria can grow on sprouts, people are, oh, we don't eat sprouts because E. coli can get on it. You sound stupid. I'm not gonna have children because that's dangerous. That's a burden in my life. Come on. We just have to know how to use the brakes on the bicycle. Now we can ride the bike, okay? So protein, we got our sprouted beans. Then you go for your eggs, your fish. This is the diet of Healthy Kingdom. Mwah! You follow this, people won't be jealous. They're gonna see you vibrating, skin just glowing. Oh, you got energy. You put a 2 weeks notice in. I gotta go. Where? Make sure you have a job. All right. So now you want something sweet. You just started this diet. I feel you. Now, my philosophy on diet is, if you if you study and do your homework, you can party. Okay? Now, if you paddle away from the shore far enough, you don't really want to come back. Pretty much what I'm saying is that you follow this diet that's very healthy. Your body is voluntarily going to do its own thing. You're not really going to go back to the lifestyle you used to live of eating Nabisco crackers every day. So, pretty much, I'll suggest you have one oatmeal raisin cookie. Make sure it's fresh, made, homemade. Sally down the street making them for the whole neighborhood. Support her, okay? One oatmeal raisin cookie, okay? Easy to digest. Raisins contain some iron in it. Everything you eat should have a purpose to it. I promise you, you follow this diet and you're serious about it and you're consistent, your body, you're going to take off. We'll talk. I say, you still follow that diet? Oh, I got my own thing now. Matter of fact, come over. Let me show you exactly what I do. Yeah. You'll wake up. You gotta live what's in you. You wake yourself up and you start doing your own thing. Everybody has their own regimen. Okay? This is just the basis to it. You got your water. I'm suggesting green juice. Come to the African market. I got green juice for you. It goes out every morning. People come get it. I love to hear the testimonies from people from the nursing home. I wake up with energy. Oh man, let me go get that green juice. Salad. Okay, small bowl of salad. Guacamole is your dressing. You got your full plate here, half steamed vegetables. Yeah. Carrots, broccoli. Put a little seasoning on it. It's a seasoning, seasoned spices. It's medicinal. Carbs, quinoa, wild rice, black rice, brown rice. Woo! Rich. Then you got your protein. Sprouted beans, easy to digest. Okay, nuts, sprouted seeds. Woo. Okay, if you want to, you can have. If you're trying to gain weight, my drink SunPower, sunflower seed butter, almond milk, and bananas. For some people, they like me to add a scoop of my plant protein. You have Garden of Life, you have Amazing Grass. These are companies that supply people with plant protein. Easy to digest. Supplements the body with protein. Okay? The more protein you consume, the more you're going to lose. So you don't need that much protein. In fact, they did a study on breast milk and realized that let's look at how nature works, okay? Let's stop for these unteachable geniuses always want some books. They can't think on their own. Let's look at nature and look how nature works. The mother gives birth. The fastest rate we ever have grown is at our infancy. People see that, oh my gosh, you're growing so big. The fastest rate you ever have grown is at your infancy. Okay? And then at a certain age, that growing stage slows down. But my point I'm trying to make is that protein supplies growth. Okay? So that means breast milk should be full of protein. Is it? They analyze breast milk. What? Breast milk is mainly water. And it's about, I'm stretching it, 5 to 10% protein. I'm stretching it. It's in breast milk. It's really like 4 to 7%. I'm stretching it though. 5 to 10% protein in breast milk. And the baby is using that. That's nature. It's providing an infant this rapid growth with only 5 to 10% protein. My goodness. So, does that mean we need a diet that's rich in protein? No, that's what the food industry is telling you. Because if you go to the grocery store, the most expensive thing in there, besides Moscato, no, I'm just playing, is the protein. Okay, so they're trying to get you to buy more meat. Now, if we cut down our meat supply, that's really going to help the economy. It'll help us save our water supply and a whole lot. Let me cut it short. I could talk all day, but honestly, this is the message of the Healthy Kingdom. We want to get oxygen by the food that we eat, because it's not the food in your life that matters. It's really the life in your food that matters. Okay, eat the foods that's growing in season, the different color foods. All right. We have different sensations. We want to make sure the Ayurveda teaches how you want to really get a nutrient source from each sensation: bitter, sour, peppery, okay, spicy. Leave sweet and salty alone, okay? All right, thank you for watching Healthy Kingdom. I'm pretty sure this should have been informative for you. Stay tuned to the next episode where we'll explain more about strategies of your diet that can be conducive to you using your energy to do what you love.